Chinese net users aren't slow to voice their opinions on issues that they feel matter to them. So as usual, we start off the show with a selection of top trending online comments that we've taken from just a few of China's most popular web portals. First today we have this comment from 163.com. When I was in school, I firmly believed Li Ka-shing was a patriotic businessman and philanthropist. Well, Li Ka-shing is certainly a businessman. In fact, he is Hong Kong's richest entrepreneur, according to Forbes magazine, with a fortune estimated at $30 billion in 2012. So has this poster changed his or her attitude towards Mr. Li since his school days? Well, it would appear so, and that's because Li's vast holding company, that's Hutchison Whampoa, is involved through a subsidiary called HIT in a tough standoff with striking dockers in Hong Kong. Now, the workers, who aren't direct employees of HIT, are demanding a 20% pay rise. They say they haven't had an increase for 15 years and that enough is enough. The strike is reported to be costing HIT more than $640,000 in losses each day. Li's company has urged its contractors to negotiate with the dock workers, but earlier this week the port operator obtained an emergency court order for the protesters to vacate the building on the terminal. According to the China Daily newspaper, the Hong Kong Labour Union is now handing out a subsistence allowance to the dockers. But the idea of billionaire Li Ka-shing haggling, however indirectly, with low-paid dockers seems to have tarnished his reputation in this poster's eyes. Our next hot comment comes from QQ.com, and it says, "Don't always put the blame on animals. As far as I can see, this is all tied up with environmental pollution, especially water pollution, and the misuse of medical drugs has decreased people's immunity." Well, this poster called Hui Tailang, reacting to the worrying news that several people in southern China have been infected by a new form of bird flu, H7N9 avian influenza. This first showed up in Shanghai and Anhui province. In Shanghai, 2 men, one 87, the other 27, both died in early March. In the Anhui case, a 35-year-old woman remains in a critical condition. And now the state-owned Xinhua news agency has reported that 6 more people, some in Jiangsu province, some in the city of Hangzhou, have been diagnosed with H7N9, and one of these has died. All of the rest are said to be in critical condition. China's Ministry of Health says this is the first time that this relatively unknown strain of bird flu has infected humans. However, it claimed there had been no human-to-human infection and that people in close contact with the victims remained healthy. The symptoms involve fever and coughs, which develop into severe pneumonia, and difficulty in breathing in the later stages of the disease. There's been much fevered speculation in the media as to the source of this new strain, with many people linking it to intensive chicken or pig farming, or even the thousands of pigs found floating dead in a river near Shanghai recently. Now, our most popular comment of the day today, it comes from 163.com, and it says, "But the reality is that in many cases where homes are demolished by force, people are left homeless or even commit suicide. Has the court ever bothered itself to protect them?" This widely supported comment comes on the heels of a recent announcement from China's Supreme Court. A new regulation says that since yesterday, April the 3rd, as regards compulsory demolition of illegal buildings, local administrative departments, that essentially means local governments, don't have to seek court authorization. Well, the Supreme Court has said that the reason behind its decision is that many local courts have built up backlogs of thousands of cases related to compulsory demolition of illegal structures. In addition, it says regulations vary greatly from place to place, and this leads to difficulty in determining who actually does have the right to demolish illegal buildings. And what's more, these local courts complain that they are on occasions under heavy pressure from local authorities to deal with these cases promptly. All illustrating the very blurred lines that exist in China between courts and local administrations or local governments. But this poster pointing out that without even the minimal protection provided by local courts, those whose property has been deemed illegal could be in for a harder time as local authority powers to enforce demolition are increased. And those are just some of the comments making waves in China these days. Coming up next on China Take, on the day of the Qingming Festival, reaction or thoughts on China's funeral industry and the cost of burying loved ones.